Hey guys, welcome back to the DX Gamer Show. My name is OperationDx, and we're here on Friday, TGIF, March 29th, 2013. Welcome to my 8th episode of my Simcity playthrough as we make our way to making our money-making electronic city. So, our main objective for this episode is we're going to try to get out 1 or 2 processor factories. And we're going to try to, get that going so that we can make our way up to the TV or computer systems. During the beginning of this video, I was getting ripped off hard by the Sim Nation. They were coming in and they were sending in the biggest criminals I've ever seen in the game and ripped off hundreds of thousands of dollars from me. Because what was happening is, as the guys were coming in and dropping off plastic, my plastic wasn't filling up, but I was still getting charged for it. And I pretty much lost a couple $100,000 from this, and I had to actually end up bulldozing my import-export facility to correct the issue. You gotta watch out for this. This can be, horrible. This could have actually set me back really badly, but fortunately, I pay attention to all the stuff going on, especially in the main areas I'm focusing on, and noticed that there was a big problem there. So I went ahead and bulldozed it, and it's much cheaper to bulldoze that than lose hundreds and thousands of simoleons per second on plastic. Well, not per second, but I was getting ripped off hard. After I bulldozed it and replaced it, the problem corrected itself, but man, that blows. Bugs. I don't like them. Go away! After that, everything seemed to be running smoothly, and I can get back on track and focus on what I was doing before. Now, in the previous episode, we laid all the core groundwork for our processor factory, and pretty much we are now a green light to go ahead and plop down a processor factory. We definitely did get that unlock in the previous episode, so that is exactly what we're going to do right now. We're going to go ahead and plop one down and try to get it upgraded a little bit. And of course, all this stuff, the specialization stuff, is really expensive. So, we'll be doing that a little bit over time. And we'll upgrade one of our import-export facilities to accommodate the new incoming processors so that we can sell those. And I believe they sell for, about 67,000 per 1,000. So another thing that's nice is we're producing a large amount of alloy, and for each, I forget what the ratio is, but it's only the processor factory only loads 10 alloy per I don't know if it's like 1,000 processors or whatever, but the ratio is pretty good. You're making money, like a lot, so it's good to go. And I don't know how many that is going to support in a chain. It makes me feel like I'm playing Anno, because you have to think about how many buildings per chain or whatever. But I think I could get 2 or 3 off a single alloy factory. And of course, because I'm importing plastic, that's like an infinite thing. And then I've got a little bit of plastic being produced from my recycling center, which is going to help, alleviate the cost just a little bit, not a ton, but just a little bit, and it helps. And then we're on our way to making those millions of simoleons to support our next city. So it's probably not going to be too long from this point to where we are actually going to move on and start transporting a little bit of money over to a new city. Now, something else I would like to do with this city is I would like to make it easier on the next city. So I kind of want to load up this city with extra power and extra utilities and stuff, and then we're going to sell those to the other city. And I believe it's $1 per megawatt. It's $1 per 0.25 gallons of water pumped. I can't remember exactly the ratio, but it's much easier on the city actually receiving it than the city that's offering it. But something that's kind of interesting though is you can really load up on these things, and your city pretty much goes into a stasis state, so you can actually load this whole area up with power and water and stuff, and this city's not really going to take any negative effect. Now, I'm not going to do that. I kind of consider that exploity, kind of cheat but you can totally do it, because the city definitely goes into a stasis state, and I really wish it didn't do that. Like, I almost wish like everything was like real time, where, you know, if something bad happened in the city, it's like, oh, you know, NDDX just had a tornado strike or whatever, and you have to stop what you're doing in the one city and go back to the other and kind of repair it. Now, that would make things a lot more complicated and difficult, but I don't know. I think it would add an interesting dynamic. Now, of course, when you're running, you know, 4 cities at a time, that might be problematic, but I don't know. It's just an idea, just an opinion. My thoughts, I guess, on that subject. So here I'm doing what I was saying I was going to do before, where I'm going to slowly remove the industry and slowly replace it with specialization. And as I was doing that, I heard gunshots, so I went ahead and checked the police station, and it looks like I've got crime under control. And I usually don't have a problem with crime in my electronics city. I don't know if that's due to the education level or whatever, but what's funny is I always have a bad problem with crime in my education city, and I have no idea why that is. It just, like, it's super high education and all that stuff, and I don't know if that's a bug or whatever, but I've always had a problem, and I always tend to have more disasters in my education city. In fact, we've pretty much got lucky here. We haven't run into any disasters, and I don't know if that's like due to patching or what, but I can be completely honest here. I'm happy about that, because, you know, they're just annoying. And usually in this particular city, you've got your super high-end buildings that cost so much money per building. Like, for example, that secondary piece for the Metals HQ, that thing costs $200,000. If that thing gets wiped, man, that hurts. So, and I've got it really close to my garbage dump. And now, before that, that monster that would pop out of the ground, usually, like, from whatever city or from whatever point he pops up at, he like just climbs through and destroys everything in its path to the garbage dump. At least it used to be that way. I'm not sure if it still functions that way. And awesome, check this out. Our processor factory is well on its way and producing processors. So I'm very soon going to start exporting those. And then next we'll go ahead and try to get up a second processor facility. And probably in the episode after this, we'll start hoarding those again. And I want to make sure I go ahead and get the Electronics HQ up and running for this episode, so we can start working our way towards that 1.5 million goal. And yes, sir, we are rolling in it now. And then pretty much after that, it's just going to be about, you know, just killing time, making money, and then we're just going to, you know, send maybe 1 or 2 million over to the education city, and we'll go ahead and get that started. And in the comments, it was requested that I do a what was it? A launch center for the regional plot of land. So we're going to go ahead and plan for that. We'll go ahead and do the launch center. And then I had another comment that was an interesting idea, where maybe for a final thing for the Let's Play, we'll do like a completely like wasteful, you know, really expensive kind of city, like I don't know, like a capital city or something. We'll figure something out for the final episodes, but we still have quite a ways to go. I might even want to do, after the education city, maybe a tourism/casino city. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can let me know what you think for the third city, and I'll kind of leave that open to, you know, the most comments on that particular thing. So now I'm going to go ahead and plop out the Electronics HQ, which is important for us to get that next upgrade, which I was just talking about. And yeah, we're doing good here. This city couldn't be going any better at this point. This is exactly what you want. We're fluctuating between, you know, 10,000 per turn and 15,000 per turn, you know, dependent on the residents. We're hitting that target population that I said I wanted, and yeah, we're nearly done with this. It's pretty much going to be a waiting game, and then, like I said, I'll do the surplus stuff, and we'll get started on the next city soon. Another city type I was kind of thinking about is kind of like a more like you know, if you were playing The Sims 3, like kind of like a sleepy town. Not really anything that's going to be a big money maker or benefit the region at all, but you know, something that will allow us to, you know, spend some time and make it a little more aesthetically pleasing, you know, do some curvy roads and that sort of thing. And that's something else. But like I said, I'll leave it up to you guys. You guys just comment and let me know what you'd like to see for the third city, and we'll try to make that happen. So again, I'm clearing more industrial area, and I'm actually going to plop down a second processor facility. and we're just going to try to get this as upgraded as possible, and we should be producing these things full swing at this point. And hopefully we start getting a lot of money in, and then, yeah, like I said, next episode we'll start hoarding them. So essentially we could actually be done with this city in the next probably couple of episodes, probably 2, possibly 3, and we'll be moving on. Of course, the next city is going to be kind of a time killer as well, because a lot of the research stuff takes a long time to research. So there's probably going to be a lot of cuts during the making of that city. And I'm not sure how I'm going to go about it. I kind of like the plot of land that I'm going to work with. It's got this kind of curved highway inside of it, and it kind of gives a unique perspective. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to go all grid-like on that one. I may make it a little more aesthetic, but there will be some grid going on in that city. You know, and I'll do that to try to mix it up, you know, make things look a little different. Of course, the city is going to look completely different as far as the buildings are concerned, because we are going to attempt to promote high wealth citizens. And then we actually could create a synergy between these two towns if we do, say, a tourist town for the third one. And that way we can take the low wealth citizens from this town and the high wealth citizens from the university city, and then that synergy will like apply to the tourism city, and it works out pretty well. Now, usually what happens that's kind of difficult in the tourism aspect is, you know, trying to create that, because you don't always get those high wealth citizens. So, mission accomplished for episode 8. That's it, you guys. Thank you for watching another episode of the DX Gamer Show. I'll see you guys next time for the next episode. See you guys later. Have a good day and have a great weekend. Take care.